590, Tusashin, 32nd Emperor of Japan 587-92, dies at about 70, 2b. 520, 884 carloman, co-king of France 879-882-884, dies. In 1112 Tancred, monarch of Galilee Edessor Antioch, dies. In 1212 Geoffrey, Archbishop of York and a legitimate son of King Henry Roman II of England, dies at about 60. In 1349 Joan of Burgundy, the Lame, Queen of France, as the first wife of King Philip VI 1328-49, who ruled as regent during the 100 Years' War, and matriarch of the House of Valois, dies of the Black Plague at 56. In 1586 Stefan Batory, King of Poland 1575-86, dies at 53. In 1600 John Craig, Scottish Church reformer James VI's court vicar, dies. In 1677 Jacob Banks, Dutch Admiral, Second Battle of the James River, who Daniel Defoe based the character Robinson Crusoe on, killed in the Second Battle of Tobago at about 40. In 1685 John Pell, British mathematician and diplomat, dies at 74. In 1751 Henry St. John, 1st Viscount Bolingbroke, English statesman and philosopher, dies at 73. In 1754 Wu Jingzi, Chinese writer Rulin Weishi, dies at about 53. In 1766 Johann Christoph Gottsched, German writer b. 1700. In 1772 Johann Gottfried Seifert, German composer and violinist, dies at 41. In 1777 Albrecht von Haller, Swiss experimental physiologist, biologist and author Academia of Science, dies at 69. In 1777 Reverend Benjamin Russon, executed at Tyburn, England for rape. In 1788 Joseph Gibbs, English composer and organist, dies at 88. In 1789 John Ponsonby, Irish politician, Speaker of the House, 1756-1771, dies at 76. In 1790 Mikhail S.H. Sherbatov, Russian writer, diplomat, and philosopher of the Russian Enlightenment, dies at 57. In 1812 John Malchier, German-born English artist, violinist and composer, dies at 82. In 1817 Emperor Tekelgeorges I of Ethiopia, b. about 1751. In 1821 Phoebe Hessel, Englishwoman who disguised herself as a man to serve in the British Army, probably to be with her lover, Samuel Golding, dies at 108. In 1836 Giuseppe Farinelli, Italian composer, dies at 67. In 1842 Robert Haldane, Scottish theologist and philanthropist, built tabernacles, dies at 78. In 1843 William I, King of Netherlands 1814-40, Prince of Orange and Grand Duke of Luxembourg 1815-40, dies at 71. In 1847 James Kent, American legal scholar, Columbia, dies at 84. In 1849 Mark Isambard Brunel, French-born English engineer, Thames Tunnel, father of Isambard Kingdom Brunel, dies at 80. In 1852 T.S. Jolling Hit Halbertsmoor, Dutch Frisian merchant, poet, and storyteller, rhymes tales, dies at 60. In 1858 Jacques Viger, French-Canadian politician, first mayor of Montreal 1833-36, dies at 71. In 1872 Edwin Forrest, American actor and philanthropist, dies at 66. In 1877 Jostra Alenkar, Brazilian writer Olgarani, dies at 48. In 1880 Mitchell Chasles, French mathematician, geometry, dies at 83. In 1882 Robert Morris, first successful African-American lawyer and abolitionist, dies at 59. English poet Ringbook, dies at 77. In 1889 Viktor Bunyakovsky, Russian mathematician who worked on number theory and discovered the Kortschwarz inequality, dies at 84. In 1912 Luitpold, Prince Regent of Bavaria, regent for nephews King Ludwig Roman II and King Otto, dies at 91. Emperor of Ethiopia 1889-1913 and Negus King of Shur 1866-89, dies at 69. In 1914 Watkins Lewis, Africa-American, lynched in Shreveport, Louisiana. In 1920 Olive Schreiner, South African writer, healing imagination, dies at 75. In 1920 Paul Lacny, French composer, dies at 82. In 1921 Henrietta Swan Leavitt, American astronomer, period luminosity relation, dies at 53. In 1922 John Wanamaker, American merchant, Wanamaker's department store, pioneer in marketing and postmaster general, dies at 84. In 1923 Raymond Ridicat, French journalist and writer, Paul Ducont, dies of typhoid at 20. In 1926 Jean Richepin, French poet and writer, Constance Morel, dies at 77. In 1927 Heinrich Reich, composer, dies at 67. In 1929 Charles Goodnight, American cattle rancher who established the Goodnight Loving Trail, dies at 93. In 1932 Egon Richter, writer, dies. In 1933 Theodor Moses Tubani, German composer, dies at 78. In 1934 Thorleif Horg, Norwegian Nordic skier, b. 1894. In 1937 Alfred Abel, German actor, Dr. Mabius, Metropolis, dies at 57. In 1938 James McNeill, Irish politician, second Governor-General of the Irish Free State, dies at 69. American actor, The Mark of Sorrow, Three Musketeers, Robin Hood, dies from a heart attack at 56. In 1941 Cesar Basser, Philippine Air Force and World War Roman II hero, b. 1915. In 1946 Ben Carter, American actor, crash dive, Dark Alibi, Maryland, casting agent, and civil rights activist, dies from diphtheria at 36. In 1946 Jan Johannes Lodewijk Walch, Dutch literary figure, Grimaces, New Handbook of Literary History, dies at 67. In 1947 Huda Sha'arawi, Egyptian feminist and nationalist, founder of Egyptian Feminist Union, dies at 68. American jazz singer known as the Queen of Swing Rocking Chair, Please Be Kind, Dan That Dream, dies of heart failure at 44. In 1952 Bedřich Rosen, Czech Orientalist and linguist, development of Hittitology, dies at 73. In 1956 Lorenzo Perosi, composer, dies at 83. In 1957 Robert Frankerker, American composer, The Good Soldier Schweig, dies of leukemia at 35. In 1958 Milutin Milankovic, Serbian astronomer and geophysicist, linked long-term changes in climate to astronomical factors affecting the amount of solar energy received at Earth's surface, dies at 79. In 1959 Russell Simpson, American actor, San Francisco, Abraham Lincoln, dies at 82. In 1960 Christopher Hornsrud, Prime Minister of Norway 3 weeks, dies at 101. In 1961 Dayan Zagarkarajar, Sin, founder of Sandbokhyotan lineage, dies at 91. In 1963 Theodor Heuss, German politician, first president of West Germany,